yeah, basically, my son is like potty curious, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's sits on the potty, and I tell him if he goes on the potty and pees, he gets candy.
Mm.
Um, so I have like mini M&Ms by the potty, and he's like done it a couple, like maybe once or twice in the past couple of months, um, but isn't so um, like focused about it. But right now we're out camping, and so he's
Mm-hmm.
without a diaper sometimes, and he's learning like, oh, I can pee, and he's like definitely noticing like
Interesting.
I need to pee, and then he goes pee, which is exciting. We did some elimination communication early on, and that was actually really worked from like birth to like 6 or 7 months. But then I like
Mm-hmm.
had some postpartum depression, and I stopped being consistent with it, and then it did not work at all after I was not consistent anymore. From like 10 months,
Mm.
or like for like eight to now, like did not work at all. So I thought that was interesting. Um, and he also, his personality is he does not care if his diaper is like soiled. Like
Yeah.
I know some babies really care. He does not care. He like just wants to. He's very active. Just wants to go, go, go. Um, free.
Does he care now that he's not wearing a diaper when it's like going down his legs? Does he care?
He's like, oh wow. He's like wet.
Yeah,
He's
and then
very.
and then he stops what he's doing to like
Mhm,
address it or ask for
He
help. Okay.
notices, stops what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you keep a potty around the house, and he can go if he wants to, and
Generally, yeah. Right now we don't have a potty because we're camping.
right.
But we've been pretty consistent about having one accessible for him, right next to the big potty.
Mm-hmm. And so the idea here is like you want to now step into this more active phase, or you've tried and he's shown some resistance.
Ooh, I'm just like wanted to be available for when he's ready. I like
Okay.
don't. I'm not like okay, we need to do it now
Mm-hmm.
because we also move a lot, and so I know that's
Mm.
challenging moving context a lot. I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna be consistent while we're still moving,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're approaching a time. Hopefully soon we'll be a little bit more in one place. But and he's also not quite to the standard age of potty training. I know it's possible to do it
Mm.
earlier with like good structure, but he's not even two. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
um,
So this moving around that you're doing, is it gonna end at some point, or is it like your life for the foreseeable future?
we have been pretty nomadic. We're hoping to be in San Francisco for more consistently,
Mm.
but it depends on we're like moving into a community that has never had kids before, or they've had like one
I
kid,
see.
and so we just need to like see if it works.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't work, maybe we get an apartment that's more stable. Um,
And you're moving into this community soon?
the on the 16th.
Oh, okay. So
So
soon.
yeah.
Okay. Um, I like that you're being proactive about wanting to be ready when he is. Um, but I do have some notes on on readiness.
Hmm.
I always advise parents to, and this is, I think it's an expression they use in the Oh Crap Potty Training book. It's like a popular one. I don't really follow the same kind of principles, but very similar ones. But I do like this idea of, and I find it works better, to look for capability instead of readiness. Because
Mm,
readiness is a very, very elusive concept, it's very fuzzy. And
mm,
it's very hard, especially if you haven't been looking after children for a long time, to
mm,
actually know when they're ready to take the step. It's
mm.
very rare that a child will come to you and be like, I'm done with diapers today, mother. So there's a possibility that that could happen. I know it does with some children. Usually helps if they have other kids around kind of going through the process and they connect the dots,
Mm,
and they want to be more independent and they don't want to be seen as a baby. There's lots of factors
mhm,
that can play into it. But generally, I advise looking for readiness and then like taking the next step as the adult. So like when you see that they show certain signs of being capable of
Mhm.
taking that next step, then you as the adult, like the ball is in your court now to be the guide to show what the next step is.
Mhm.
Um, so what I would propose is that you really take advantage of this time that you're camping to help
Mhm.
him build that awareness of his body.
Mhm.
We want to get from the awareness of I have peed or pooped to I
Mhm.
am peeing or pooping to something's happening in my body, and then I
Mhm.
see these physical manifestations of the peeing and pooping, and then he will understand like the cause and effect, and he will understand what happens before, and eventually with enough practice he'll be able to either get himself to a place where he can pee and poop, or he can call an adult. So these are the kind of steps that you want to walk him through.
Mhm.
And it sounds like he is becoming aware during or slightly before the fact, right?
Mhm. Slightly before with the and
Yeah.
he's also started to notice he's been saying like tummy ache,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've been like, yeah, you feel it in your tummy if you need to poop,
Exactly.
like you maybe like feel it there, and that's been cool to like watch him
Yeah.
realize those things about his body.
So that's fantastic that he's
Mhm.
telling you what's happening. So he's getting awareness before the fact, and you are
Mhm.
helping him connect it to what's gonna happen. You're saying your tummy feels funny. You're gonna poop. So the next little bit that you would do now is show him that we go someplace when we have to pee or poop. So
Mhm.
you're feeling this way. You're gonna poop. Let's go to I don't know the hole where you're pooping.
Yeah, we just go outside. So like pee,
Exactly.
it's like we're in the van. It's like he's like pee. It's like okay, let's go
Yeah.
outside. We're gonna
So
go outside pee. Yeah.
if you were at home, you would have a consistent place and you would say, well, let's go to the bathroom. Since you're not at home, I wouldn't just like throw it out the window and wait. I would be
Mhm.
like, at least creating the expectation that you go someplace when you have to pee or poop.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, because, children don't need to be taught how to pee or poop. It's natural to them, but they
Yeah.
do need to learn that you can't do it in the same place that you're in.
Yeah.
This is a normal thing for animals, right? We normally don't want to have our pee and poop near where we are because it attracts predators and it's not sanitary. But for babies, because they've been wearing diapers, for them they can eliminate anywhere. Even though your son did EC with you for the first few months, for the since 8 months, right? He's been just
Mhm.
wearing a diaper normally. So you need to rebuild this connection of there is a specific place that we go to. So these are really the two parallel processes that have to happen at the same time. It's the body awareness, and then the now that I have the awareness prior, I'm going to go someplace, so I have to develop control. And as you practice this, going someplace else, a lot of times he's going to eliminate before you get there.
Mhm.
And then you just use it as a learning opportunity. You notice what
Mhm.
happened. You're gonna clean up together. Maybe you're outside, so you like shovel some dirt on top, and then you clean him up, and you do the whole process together, so that he understands that just as there is a break if he goes in his diaper and then you have to go change it, there is a
Mhm.
break to his activities if he goes where he is, because then you have to clean up and everything. And that's really the key with the kids that, like you said, don't want to stop for anything. They just want to go, go, go and play. Is to make them understand that elimination does require like to stop and do some kind of
Mhm.
action, caretaking action. Um, and honestly, at the point that you're at, this can be kind of a low touch thing because it seems like he's already grasping um, the connection between his body's signals and what happens later. So you really just need to help him connect to let's go someplace. Um, I would remove the candy or anything if you're doing anything like that
Mhm. Mhm.
there. Once you move back home, you can let me know, or when you move to your new place, you can let me know how it's going with moving from doing it outside to to in the bathroom,
Mhm.
and we can talk about that. But what's really important here is to make it so that this is just a normal step in their lives. We make
Mhm.
it very, very normal. Um, when we give a treat or a sticker or something, it becomes like a special thing,
Mhm.
which can be good if there's lots of resistance and you really need to break that pattern. But
Mhm.
generally, if a child is showing a good awareness of their body and a good and like they're interested in taking the next step, then you want to really make it as normal, as much of a
Mhm.
just like regular daily activity as possible. And you
Mhm.
can even,
That
for
makes sense.
example,
Yeah.
you and his dad and anyone else that's with you, you can model that kind of thing. Like, oh, I feel something in my tummy. I think I have to pee. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
someplace to pee. Do you want to come with me, for example?
Mhm.
Because at this age, they wanna watch, they wanna absorb, they wanna behave like others are behaving. So
Mhm.
that would be another tip.
Cool. Yeah, that's probably good because he started to just be excited for candy with the potty. And I did that because it's how my mom trained like me and my sister.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was like, oh well, I like sounds good,
Do
but
you
I
know?
can
Do
see
you
how
know
it would.
what age your mom did it with you and your sister?
I think I was like 2.5 or 3.
Mm, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little older. But I was very motivated. So mostly my sister, I think.
Mm.
I like wanted to go to the IKEA play zone, and I had to be potty trained, and I understood that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it for myself.
So I can go to the
Well,
IKEA.
so I can go to IKEA.
Yeah.
I wanted to have my birthday party at IKEA.
Yeah. Well, it's very
Um,
different depending on the age that you do this process in, right? With
mhm,
a 3 or 4 year old, you're talking about a much more cognitive process. You have to
mhm,
explain, and there's all of these other considerations that you don't have with a 21-month old.
mhm,
Um, it does, my experience, easier to potty train 21-month old because there's not this like um, cognitive processing on top of it, like trying
mhm,
to understand what are the rules, can I change the rules? At
mhm,
this age, really, if you're building a habit, they just kind of go along with it.
mhm,
Um, and it can be sort of as low touch as you want. I think you're on the right track with him, so just introducing these new steps and seeing how it goes would be like incredible for now. You still have
mhm.
plenty of time, you're not in any rush. Um, but it does seem like he's capable of it from what you've described.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. He's getting there. We're working also on pulling the pants up and down
Mm-hmm.
skill so that he can try to do it on his own. And
Yeah.
like we got some like bloomers, so we'd like do no diapers, but like something so he can feel that it's wet.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were doing cloth diapers, but I had some issues with that while traveling, so we're doing the disposables, which you don't
Mm-hmm.
feel as wet. So
Do you notice a
yeah.
difference if he like pees himself while he's wearing the underwear versus nothing at all? Difference in his behavior?
Hmm. He hasn't worn the underwear enough yet. I think.
Mm.
Um, I'm trying to think. I think the one time that he noticed he was like wet, like and
Mm.
wet because it was like bothering him to be wet.
Yeah.
That he did note it, like he did feel that a little bit
Mm.
more, or like where sometimes I'll just put pants on and like let him wet himself and
Yeah.
be like, yeah, peed,
That's great.
because it's warm enough, it's okay. And he does notice that.
Cool. Yeah, I would want you to like observe a little bit more as you introduce the underwear,
Mm-hmm.
because there are two types of children. There are children who actually prefer to have the underwear on even if it's wet because it's like cozy.
Mm.
Um, and so they'll move faster through the process and like make the connection better if you just don't wear underwear. Like if they're
Mm.
nothing on the bottom or just pants and they feel
Mm-hmm.
it um, falling down their legs. And there are kids who um, are more uncomfortable with the underwear on because it's like a wet thing close to their bodies. So
Mm-hmm.
and it's not that you want to make him uncomfortable, but you do
Mhm.
want to help the process by making it
Mhm.
so that there is a natural consequence and that it's feedback of what is happening, right? Um,
Totally.
and then
Yeah, and
yeah,
with
working on.
something else we've been doing. Sorry, you
Go ahead.
is she has shoes on because he really needs to wear shoes here, and so the shoes will get wet.
Mm,
It's a little
yeah,
different, also.
yeah. Practicing putting clothes and shoes on and taking them off also really important for making sure he's capable of then doing this process on his own.
Hmm.
Um, is it like very bothersome that the shoes get wet because then you have to change everything and
For me, it's fine, but he started to notice. He's like sometimes he doesn't want to have the wet shoes on.
oh, okay.
I think his shoes, some of them are getting a little tight too. We have new shoes coming today,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully,
Oh.
because he's growing so fast. But
Yeah, they just grow out of shoes constantly. Okay, because the other thing you could do is like get some like rubber shoes, like Croc type shoes. They're good
yeah,
for this
yeah, he
stage.
has like water shoes. They're like
Nice.
Keens water sandals. Then, but they still get wet, and then he's like, they're wet.
Yeah. Nice.
Which is, I'm just like, okay, cool. You're noticing that they're wet.
Yeah, and it does. I do think that um, not everything is lost from when you did EC
Mm,
because him being having this awareness at this age is very likely connected to that.
mm,
The longer you expose them to the natural consequence of having bodily functions, the better.
mm-hmm,
I think it doesn't completely go away. Um, I think in this part of I have to go someplace, it does like slide back and you have to rebuild that connection.
mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the body awareness, I think things just stick there, and you have a little bit of an advantage in that area.
Cool. Well,
So you feel better about your 8 months of elimination communication, which I think is fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that I am very proud of the way how we've been able to support his awareness.